Good evening, ladies, gentlemen, and my lovely NBs. We are here live in Pittsburgh at Amerisil Forum to see the Pittsburgh Keystones go up against the Arizona Demons. My name is Marcus Baylor, and to my right is Ryan Eastman. How are you doing, dude?
Doing excellent, Marcus. Glad to be here. Looking forward to another exciting game. A wonderful sports den ahead of us. Two teams that are kind of finding themselves. They're still trying to find their footing in the season this year. I think they're both a little bit lower in the standings than they'd want to be. They had a rough December, both of them. This is a good
Mm-hmm.
opportunity. New year, new team. Let's get back on track, going for a playoff push. I think both these teams are looking forward to coming away with a win tonight potentially, and one team's not going to have a very nice New Year's to start.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, especially when it comes to the Demons, they have really struggled as of recently on a three-game losing streak at the moment. Recently losing to the Williamsburg Minutemen, but they have had a really tough road schedule here, and they're going to be wrapping up here against the Keystones. Meanwhile, for Pittsburgh, yes, they've had a pretty rocky start, but they're starting to find their footing a little bit as they recently had a huge upset against the Bikers at home.
Well, not just that, but before the Bikers, they played Williamsburg. So, transitive property, if they beat Williamsburg and Williamsburg beat Arizona, clearly Pittsburgh's going to win the night, right?
I mean, that's probably the assumption when it comes to talking about teams within the division or within the conference. It's just like you expect things to be like, all right, this team beat here. That means the other team should be able to beat them, right? Right? But we'll
I,
see how that goes here.
yeah, but I think the players are ready to get going. They're heading down to the court now.
That we are. We're gonna go ahead and get things going with the Keystones in the white while the Demons are rocking the black. Keystones will be able to get the mark first. And right now we do see Coates opening things up. Pass it over to Marco Warrior. Margo hands it back over to Ulysses. Seeing a lot of sitting around here as Iwata going for a tough three, and it's not going to go down. It goes in and out, but it might have been too deep in the back for Nur. As now Arizona's looking to try and fight back, but Coach will be called for the foul, so.
Well, in that shot by Nur, I mean, you can't go against them having to catch the ball with 2 seconds left. The Sea Bunny had no option but to shoot from that far out. So that's just a missed opportunity with the play design. Not a great way to start the first possession of the game, to let the shot clock be the deciding factor.
No, not at all, as Mandeville will go ahead and get for the first bucket. And, you know, Nur has had a pretty decent play here for the Keystones, the newest addition, as they did kind of decide to do a little bit of a makeover of their backcourt with Luis. He's trying to find that dance partner for him.
Yeah,
As,
I mean, Blake Evans going into free agency, not being re-signed, having to replace him, and Nur's a good acquisition. We saw, obviously, the trade. Henry Martin getting traded to Hawaii for Nur. See, the first basket really to fall, Arizona up by 4 now.
yep. Now with them up by 4, Keystone still looking for any kind of points in the early goings as we have passed the first minute. And it really is something. It just shows that the Keystones are looking for a lot more experience here and not having to try and reset to a new player every 2 years. As again, another missed opportunity there, as the Demons have a chance to probably make this to a little bit of a cushion. As we see May, almost losing the ball here, and they will tie up together for a jump ball against Ulysses.
Oh, we got two shorties going up. DuPont versus the Lion and Ulysses.
Yep, and Ulysses will be able to win that tip-off, so the Keystones did avoid the lead to be extended, as Ulysses does get the and one opportunity after May DuPont gets called for the foul.
Yeah, Eliza, talking about acquisitions, brought in to the Demons, traded away Dennis Summers to Baltimore, so we have a new face on this Demons lineup. Obviously, Cross as well, coming in from the Queens after his time overseas, his 1 year back in the Queens, got a decent sized contract. 3 years, 30 million to come out here to Arizona. So a chance to really establish himself and join a team that's looking for a champion, trying to get deep playoff run. Is Mandeville, after that missed shot, going to get it back and get a good mid-range open?
Yeah, and with that, it does extend the lead up to 3. As the Demons are looking to try and see if they can get into a 2-possession game once again. Meanwhile, the Keystones try to get into the paint, but we get an off-second 3-second violation, and it will be a turnover.
Yeah, I mean, you just look at this team and you understand that there is a lot of growing pains they need to go through this, and it's expected this early part of the season to have DuPont and Cross trying to lead the plays as the guards, and they're having to learn how to adjust to Nari, Mandeville, and the second-year player Obendorfer. So you got a lot of growing pains to get through this first half of the season, and hopefully with the new year starting, they start to really find their stride. Obviously, it's how you play at the end of the year that matters most, but you don't want to be at the end of the year a game out of the playoff hunt because you missed up early opportunities to lock in a playoff berth. As we saw there, Eliza getting a great 3.
Yeah, Eliza really locking in here, extending that lead up to 6 now. Really threatening to possibly make this into a pretty big cushion for the Demons, as Ulysses trying to go coast to coast, but it's not going to go there as it comes up empty. Eliza hands it over to Mandeville. And Mandeville going for a mid-range, but it's not going to be good this time.
See, that's the thing. I'm not worried about Eliza being able to get points. Is how much is she able to help her teammates get open looks. She's always been a deadly 3-point shooter, and the Pittsburgh's going to have to collapse on her on the perimeter, or else they're going to give up open looks like that.
Yeah, that is sure. As Ulysses once again going for 3, but this time it hits the side of the rim, so no good there. And right now, Pittsburgh has not really found any kind of footing offensively. And that's going to start biting them in the butt if they are not too careful, as the Demons already up by 6. They're going to try to continue to extend it here.
Well, and it's been turnovers. Like, even the Demons have turnover. Another shot clock, another violation, and it would have been counted, but that's 2 turnovers now for the Demons, based off poor timing.
Yeah, a little bit of struggling of execution, Ryan's trying to get the play going here for the Demons. So the Keystones have been getting a couple of good breaks, but they got to take advantage of it here. As right now we see Ulysses once again with the rock. With 10 seconds left on the shot clock too. Got to do something with it. Goes for a tough shot, and it does go down.
See, and I'm getting Ulysses is trying to play a little hero ball here. I want them to go more down low in the post. Give it to Warrior. Let Warrior battle. Obviously, Obendorfer's a big bird to go up against, and it's not an easy matchup. But Warrior should, with experience alone, be able to get some advantages down there. As we see Cross with a drive to the basket, and the finger roll is good.
Yeah, now the Demons are once again up by 6. We'll see if that continues here. And right now, Pittsburgh still going along the perimeter so far. And right now we see a quick drive, and we'll be able to draw contact against Cross. So the Keystones will have 2 free throws be given to them.
Well, should both of these be made, knocking on wood right now, that will be 3 of their 7 points coming from the charity stripe, which, I'm sorry, you need a little bit more help on the rest of the floor if you're wanting to win a game. And obviously, maybe a little bit of a hungover after that Dakota win again. Maybe in Arizona, being maybe a little bit hungrier for the win here, coming off this losing streak.
Yeah, that is certainly the case here. I mean, that's definitely gives a chance for the Demons to come over and try and show that hunger of a tired Keystones team, because going up against the Bikers is no easy feat.
Now we saw Coates with a great defensive stop, came in second year in Pittsburgh, finding himself in the starting lineup now, and missed opportunity there. A good drive to the basket, just not able to get to fall, and careful, fast break for Nari, loses on the way up, and it's going to be Obendorfer fouled by the Lion, and he's not happy, but
Yeah, it was a little bit of a messy play going within the paint, but great job there from the Bird as Oberndorfer will get the first one down to extend that lead back up to 5. Second one is going to be good there. So even with a lot of the mistakes that we've seen throughout this game, it's still only a 6-point deficit for the Keystones, which is all you can really ask for, and that's going to get cut up once again down to 4 with a quick layup by Iwata.
Yeah, and I want to see Nur definitely stepping it up too. Obviously, we talked about their first shot being a bit of a miss, having to take one from well beyond the arc, but they can hit the 3 ball when needed. But at the same time, Arizona kind of has built themselves a great 3-point lineup with Cross, Eliza, and Inari. You know, between those 3. And, goaltending call, in fact, on Margot. She is not happy with that.
Yep, and that once again is another mistake here from the Keystones end, as that's kind of been what keeping the Demons ahead so far is a lot of mental mistakes in the early goings for the Keystones. So they need to try and clean that up. And we do see some of the second unit for both sides come in. And right now we do see Coates with the rock heading over to Nur for 3. And they are not able to get it down, but Margot able to get the ball, but gets blocked there by Alvarez.
Not just blocked, but blocked from behind. That is a beautiful defensive showing because Alvarez got absolutely beat for that offensive board. But Margot, I don't think was not expecting the wildebeest to be able to get behind her and block her like that.
Yeah, right now Lisa going for an alley-oop pass, but miscommunication there, and the Keystones are looking to take advantage of that as Nur trying to get into the paint, but it's guarded well. But Margot Warrior is able to get the cleanup.
Warrior at that time being a little bit more secure with the ball, 2 paws to put it back in, not letting a block from behind come up.
No, not at all. And now the Demons still keeping a 2-possession game up by 4, 15-11 with less than 5 minutes left. And now Alvarez does get the screen, going for the drive, and a very tough shot there, and it will go out of bounds, but it will stay on the Demons' end. Apparently, one of the Keystone players had their paws on it.
Yeah, I think tipped it, but to me, Matsura having to take a last-second shot off the inbound. And I mean, the bench is stepping up here for Pittsburgh already defensively, and now we got Iverson. Oh, not able to convert that drive to the basket.
Yep, so they come empty there, and now we're seeing a bit of a fast break as Dokia trying to go for a mid-ranger, but it's not going to be good. So now Fortier letting things slow down a little bit. Try to get a play developed. Getting a quick screen. Trying to go for a good lane, and it's good.
Yeah, Fortier was able to kind of slide by the defender there. The defender was trying to avoid getting called for a blocking foul, and I was able to get at least an open shot at the basket. And back to a 2-point game.
Ooh, yep, back to the 2-point game, and has a chance to tie it now after the miss from Foster. So right now, the second unit for Pittsburgh is having an excellent starting for the Keystones. And now, Dokia looking to try to take advantage of the missed opportunity, and it's not going to go down this time. So a little bit more scrappier play here as we get a quick mid-range, not going to be good, but Sandhurst does dunk it home, tying it up 15 apiece.
Good cleanup from the Hyena. Now, what I'm noticing is Pitt has picked up the pace. Apparently, and the Demons feel it too. They're calling timeout. This has been a very rapid change of the momentum they are going with here. That's like besides that one time they slowed down to actually Fortier set up a play. Every other possession since the second unit has come in has been full court sprint down and basket off within the first 7 to 10 seconds.
Yeah, and honestly, it's really paying dividends with the Keystones trying to pick up the pace and making the Demons having to go on the back foot a little bit here, as we're now going to go ahead and get right back into it. But it has been very interesting to see how the Demons respond with the adjustments, as Dokia just going straight for that 3. It's not going to be good, but Matsura is able to try and clean this up. It's not going to be good there. Foster trying to get the return and not being able to get it down after 2, 3, 4 chances at getting a basket. They just come up empty. And ooh, what a rough foul there from, I believe that was Matsura, with a very difficult contact.
Yeah, the Tiger getting a bit of a shove against the driving Keystone there, you know, wasn't even gonna let him get a shot off as the ball just thrown out of bounds.
Yeah, I'm not surprised that there isn't a discussion of it being a flagrant with how rough that was.
It was at the chest. I think had it been a little higher, they would have considered it, but they kept it below the head. So, you know, Fortier didn't go to the ground. So I get why they didn't, but you're right. They might have a talk with Matsura to be like, hey, you gotta be careful there, buddy.
Yeah, for sure. But the first free throw is going to be good, so Keystone will have the first lead of the game, 16-5. 15, excuse me. I don't know why I said 5.
I mean,
and the second one is going to be good.
are we going to give the Demons that much of a handicap, or the Pittsburgh Keystones that much of a handicap to take 10 points off of Arizona? Are you that?
I mean, but you never know what happens. Like, it can pretty much go wide open to make it into, like, it feels like a 10-point lead. But Arizona Demons is able to tie this up really quickly, as both teams are absolutely struggling so far when it comes to vehicle percentage. 33% starting off, as Iverson trying to bring it up but gets stripped. But Iverson's going to have another opportunity, but it's not going to be good this time, with Zad giving the rebound.
Oh, she lost the ball and was giving it back and still couldn't get the second opportunity she had, not able to convert.
And right now, Foster trying to lay it up, but right now, Zatora is able to go ahead and dunk it home, cleaning things up once again. So the Demons getting the lead back once more with 2 minutes left of the first quarter. It's now Banks. Passing it deep into Fortier, and Fortier is able to go ahead and get it down.
Well, I mean, I have to say, the fact that Arizona has slowed down on their offense, I was expecting them to break 30 this quarter, but they'll be lucky to break 25, honestly.
I mean, yeah, I think as soon as the second unit came in, we see a lot more of a scrappiness as, ooh!
Out of bounds? Like, oh, did they step on the line, Banks? I guess they did.
Banks might have had their paw on the line, so they're gonna go ahead and give it over to Arizona, and they have a full 24 on their own, so they have plenty of time to have a play develop here. As they look for an open fur. Matsura has it now, and oh, almost losing the ball there. Now they got to come up with something, as they basically now have the average time coming down with Alvarez. Looking to go into the paint. Tough shot, and it's not going to go down this time as Banks gets the rebound.
This time, Banks makes sure their paws are well inside the line, as Leon struggling 1 for 5 in a quick play, a finger roll. Again, fast play coming up from Pitt's secondary. I don't know what coffee machine they got into, because they need to share it with their starting lineup, because the starting lineup has been so different in terms of their pacing here tonight. And
yep, and right now, we get
another tangle up.
Yep, another tangle up. Mahova gets called for the foul this time. So the Demons will have a chance to tie it up once again. But yeah, right now, this quarter has been a bit of a struggle for offensively for both teams. At the first free throw has been missed. As we do get some more substitutions coming in. And the second one is neither will be able to get made here. So the Demons coming up empty on the charity stripe. Not something you want to see there, as Day tries to lay it up, but it's not going to be good. But Day gets its own miss, and he's able to go ahead and bring it down and extend that lead to 4.
I mean, I am shocked that Arizona has let Pittsburgh build a 4-point lead here. And as you hear, the crowd is on their feet, or I should say stomping their feet.
Yeah, right now, the Demons trying to find something. It's like they're passing back and forth. Alvarez going for a desperation shot, and it's not going to be good this time.
Marcus, I haven't seen people play hot potato like that since the schoolyard days. They passed it like 10 times, and a great play there in transition. Again, fast shots in Pittsburgh. What? happened after that Arizona timeout.
Yeah, everything kind of changed over here as Arizona kind of go for a last shot, and it is going to be good there. So they do stop the bleeding a little bit before ending the first quarter, and so Pittsburgh find themselves up by 4, 25-21, as we head into the second quarter. And you got to say, it was really a tale of two halves within this quarter, as the first half, the Demons was pretty much dominating for a majority of it, but once the second unit for both sides came in, it became all Pittsburgh all day.
Yeah, I mean, again, I am flabbergasted about the change of pace. I mean, it's one thing when a player, there's a bench player that's hot, or maybe even two bench players, but it was the speed and the pace that absolutely ramped up, and I'm hoping to see the starting lineup continue that sort of aggression now that we're seeing them come back on the floor.
Yep, and Inari trying to open things back up with a quick basket of his own, bringing it back down to 2. And honestly, they're going to have to do that as, like, when we saw the starters last time together, the Demons had full-on control, and we see a quick reach-in foul from Oakland. So, no free throws, but it will still be Pittsburgh's ball with 14 seconds left in the shot clock.
Yeah, Oakland's sticking her wing out a little too far there, obstructing the lane to the basket, but obviously no shot was thrown up. But
and now we got an illegal
Coates.
screen there by Coates. So another unforced turnover back-to-back from respective teams. So now the Demons catch a little bit of a break here as they're able to bring things up. Inari was looking to go into the paint, but instead just over to Cross. And now Mandeville has it. Rather the Demons trying to find a way to attack that paint, and Inari did find a lane, but Yorikov will get called for the foul this time. So Inari, having the chance to possibly tie it, will get the first one down. And the second one is going to be good. So we're now tied up 25 apiece in the beginnings of the second quarter. And right now the starters really trying to get the pace back over there as we get a quick steal there from Oakland. And now we get a quick dish from Inari, and just like that, the Demons take the lead.
It's the Demons who have come out with a change of pace here, starting the lineup back to their early game ways of getting quick baskets. And Pittsburgh, how can you answer? What are you going to do? What changes can you make on both defense and the offensive side? Or are you just going to have to go back to your second unit to get everything done?
Yeah, right now, Coach losing the ball there, but it will still be Demons' ball. But with the great defense there.
Well, no, it will become Demons' ball. Yeah, the coach was the last one to touch it. So turnover from Pitt.
Yeah, and that really shows how excellent the defense was. Because even if it was still going to be Keystone's ball, they only had like 1 second left. What are you going to do with that amount of time?
Oh!
Pass there from Mandeville. And right now, the Demons are really just playing around with the Keystones.
I mean, great, Ellie. We saw a bit of a mistiming on the first attempt in the first quarter, but that was poetry in motion. And, a good step-back jumper. Step-back stab step to get open. And you see there the bench, obviously, for the Keystones being the main reason why they're in this game. But now they're on the bench. They can't help you, Pittsburgh. It has to come to you from your starters now.
Yeah, right now, Lisa trying to add some more to the fray, and she will do just that, as they are now on a 10-2 run within the past 2 minutes, and it has really been all Demons so far in the second quarter. As right now, Ulysses trying to go for a mid-range. It's not going to go down this time, but we get a quick put back, and it's not going to be good either.
Tough one from Coach there. Had an opportunity to clean up, but again, Pittsburgh not. Oh, there we go. Obendorfer comes flying in for the second chance.
Yep, Oakland with her underrated athleticism a little bit there being used. Continue to extend that lead, and now the Keystones have no choice but to call a timeout, as they are now down by quite a bit of a margin after being up by 4 at the beginning of the first quarter. Well, yeah, at the end of the first quarter, excuse me.
Well, I mean, considering they had this kind of lead to start the game, they let it slip away, and obviously they've built it back quickly. Again, they haven't even really done it from beyond the arc, which is where I was kind of praising them having that, I don't want to call them the big three, but especially considering how short Eliza is and Cross ain't much taller. Anar is the only one who actually I have to look up to of the pair.
Yeah, that is true, but with how things are going, as we get to see the Keystones finally able to get a basket here, as they haven't really scored within the past 3 minutes, but they do need to get a couple of stops here on defense and make it, and they almost are able to do just that, but Lisa able to clean things up. Now going up against Coates. Had to go for a tough mid-range, but just squatted out of the air right to Vahova too. And now Pittsburgh.
Oh, and they're gonna call blocking.
Charge.
That is a very tough 12 seconds for Eliza there, getting called for getting absolutely stuffed by the giant squirrel and then getting called for blocking.
Yeah, I was worried that was going to be called a charge there at a moment, but they decided to go for the blocking foul. It's not a shooting, so they will still have a chance to get a stop here if possible, and they are going to do just that. And now Cross wide open for 3, and it's going to be good.
That is the threat of Arizona in transition. You saw there, Cross was just posted up at the top of the arc. You saw Inari actually on the left sideline ready to crash to the basket. So even if Cross had missed that opportunity, Inari had a good shot of getting a second chance bucket. And speaking of Cross, fouling will send Pittsburgh to the line for an and one to answer back against that 3 they just gave up.
Yep, and Ner's going to be the one to give it, and they do get the old school 3-point play, as I like to call it, cutting that deficit back down to 4. But the Demons doing a very good job trying to keep that cushion of flow. We'll see if that continues here in this possession as Inari. A lot of passing so far as Foster has it now. Again, much passing. Oakland's got to do something with it. We'll draw the foul here, and I gotta say the Demons kind of caught a break a little bit with that call, as Oakland will go on the line for 2.
Yeah, Margot did not need to be that aggressive on the defense. Oberdorfer was not likely to hit that shot in that situation, but obviously game tension is starting to pick up a little bit. You know, Pittsburgh not in the place they want to be right now. So I agree, aggressive defense is the way to go, but you have to avoid giving up free points, which they just did as Arizona pushes it. I think this is the biggest lead they've had, 6, tying their biggest lead tonight.
I think we're up by 7, I believe, tonight, but still has a chance for the Pittsburgh to try and hold their own, but not going to get it down. But here comes
blocking the other way.
Getting called with a blocking foul. Very interesting call, as it was a little bit scrappy here. So it will still be a fresh 24. Be a little bit easier to go down, a little quicker. As Mandeville passing over to Inari. Again, a lot of passing along perimeter. And we get an off-second violation once again. Right now, both teams have not really played their prettiest game so far.
Well, yeah, I mean, they're obviously struggling a bit with the play calling at times. I think when they're going for pure speed, there's a lot less a steal. I'd say a lot less thought process needs to go on. I want to see Cross elevate. Oh, just got a finger roll it in.
Yep. Just making it seem easy. Just go for a nice little lay-in. Nothing too crazy. But now the Demons, having the biggest lead, potentially could break double digits depending on how this possession goes for the Keystones, as Iverson not able to get it down, and now they have a chance to see the lead extend a little bit more, and it will be that will be the case.
Yeah, now double digits. We'll have to see. I want to look at the stats once we go to the halftime to kind of see where it's all coming from. I think these second chance opportunities and these turnovers have been the big killer. Is a bit of a cold shooting night for Pittsburgh now, as they put up 7 points in 6 minutes, Marcus.
Yeah, it's not looking very pretty, as the Demons are continuing that offensive onslaught as they have just been on fire so far as they're up by 12. And the Keystones having to try to find something, but it's just, again, no dice. And now we're starting to hear some boo birds.
Hey, I take offense to that, Marcus.
Well, you're not a boo bird, are you?
I mean, when you start hearing me boo, you can call me that.
Oh! My
Oh!
goodness, speaking of birds, Oakland dunking it down, extending that lead even to an even larger one, and the Keystones have no choice but to call a timeout here as they find themselves down by 14 here with 5:30 left of the first half.
So I'm going to go back to college days, Marcus, in terms of when a coach sees their team slipping away this badly. I know some college coaches like to sub in the second unit just to be like, look, if you're not going to play up to your standards, I'm going to put someone in who will. Is that something that a professional player does, or is that a little too insulting to put that kind of disrespect on a starting lineup to say you can't even, if you're not winning, I'm not going to play you?
I mean, it really kind of depends on the situation. Like, obviously, the FBA is a lot more demanding of a schedule compared to college, considering that's 80 compared to, like, what, 20 games?
Oh, Marcus, please. It's 40 games, including the tournament.
But yeah, I just think that even with that, it's still a little bit of a less demand. And so there's going to be games where there's going to be some like bad nights. And the Keystones are certainly having it here. And we got to also put into consideration that like they did just come off a very tough game against Dakota. So you can't necessarily like put a lot of fault on the starters if they're not like in it 100%, because I'm pretty sure they're gassed from the previous game.
Yeah, but they got to go home and sleep in their own beds because they played at home against Dakota. So it's not like Arizona, who's been sleeping in hotels the past week. Hey, Marcus, you know,
That's fair.
How many nights have we been woken up by a crying baby down the hall?
Oh, please don't remind me. But in any case, we are seeing that it does seem like the Pittsburgh will have to think of a totally different game plan, as right now they are finding themselves down by 18, but Foster will be called for the foul this time, as Keystones will finally have a chance to,
in their almost 4-minute drought. I think it was like 3:30 last time I saw the graphic pop up. They haven't scored, Marcus.
They have not scored, but this could be a chance to at least finally have something on the board for the first time in the past few minutes, as Nur will get the first one.
Okay, they have now scored 8 points in about 8 minutes.
Yeah, this has been a very this is not something to be desired if you're a Keystone fan here, as we are seeing some massive substitutions, as Nur will get both free throws, as now the Keystones are down by 16, 50-34.
They might break 40 this quarter.
Well, we'll see how it goes, but right now I think the most important thing is to try to find a way to stop the momentum of the Demons. That should be the number one priority, as Zatara getting defended well, find a way to get by the defender, and that's going to be good. So even though Pittsburgh was holding it down for a little bit, it's those last couple of seconds that you need to worry about, as Sandhurst dugging it down.
I think the bench has scored more points this quarter for Pitt than the starters have, and the bench hasn't been out there very long.
No, not at all. And I think you're probably going to see a lot more of them as the game goes on, as we get a quick finger roll here for the Demons, keeping that lead.
Well, it's Zuri laying it up and in, and that having that kind of player coming off the bench, I mean, I kind of expected her to take over starting potentially if they were moving on from Dennis. But the fact that they brought in Eliza definitely threw off my thought of that, but I can understand having Zuri be that, change of pace seal coming off the bench gives DuPont time to rest. They don't have to worry about her being the only one able to lead this Demons lineup, as Zuri obviously has a lot more Oh, that was an opportunity for a 3 there, but decided to pull
Yeah,
it back.
Matsura trying to go into the paint, but it's not going to be good this time as Fortier is going to get the rebound. And
Wide
Fortier
open.
trying to go coast to coast, and it's not going to work out.
Ooh. That was an opportunity to kind of give a little momentum back, but no!
Oh my
The Seal
gosh.
wants to end this already. The crowd has gone quiet. Almost a 20-point game here, Marcus.
Yeah, you can really hear a pen drop right now with how big of a deficit this is as Pittsburgh find themselves down by 19. And we're not even at the end. They haven't made it past the 2-minute mark here for the first half, but we do see a quick 3. Finally, like, trying to get some of that cushion down, but they need to stop here.
Sorry, Marcus. I couldn't hear you over that thunderous golf clap after Nur hit that 3. I think I've heard more intense clapping at the golf tournaments than I mean, I understand, guys, but you got to cheer for your team even when they're losing. You got to give them some energy.
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, of course the Keystone has to give them something to cheer for at this point. But yeah, right now you are right that this does feel like more of an FGA tournament than an FBA basketball game so far, and we do get a quick basket here. So Keystones are starting to cut down this deficit just a little bit here and there.
I mean, Ugori was getting the lay-in, and I mean, they did break 40, so I mean, I will give them the golf clap for that.
But yeah, here we go. Zatura finds themselves out of bounds here as with that unforced turnover, Pittsburgh has the ball once again.
Oh, that was I'm gonna disagree. I think that was a very forced turnover. The defense was pushing the McCaw right up against the line. And, you know, that is unforced in the sense that Zatara should have backed off and not tried to thread the needle with her body. And Ugori does get the crowd actually on their feet for a second after a huge 3 there, pulls it back within 11.
Yep, they could have a chance to cut this back down to single digits if they get a stop here. And right now, the Demons are saying, nope, no thank you. We're keeping that double-digit lead. Thank you very much.
Well, keep an eye on the Sable. Apparently, coming off the bench, he's a little warm right now. Might have an opportunity to hit another 3. Could get it back to a 10-point game, but I see the defense is all over him right now after those 2 back-to-back baskets.
Yeah, making sure that they're not going to get an easy one again, and that one's going to be a miss. So, the Demons.
Oh, Eliza!
Quick with that one as Eliza with the slam, bringing that lead back up to 15. As we're getting close to the end of the first half, and right now the Keystones looking to try to have some momentum coming into halftime as we get a quick basket going down. Once again, Pittsburgh back down by 13. But Eliza trying to go for the lay-in, but it's not going to be good here as Yurikov with the rock. The Keystones will have the ball last, so any basket would be good here. Get the quick screen. Has to do something with it. Does go for a 3, but it's not going to be good. So at the end of the first half, the Demons up pretty big here as they have a 15-point lead.
I will say it is not a 20-point lead, which is what I thought they would have. So I will give Pittsburgh that, but that is basically off of the back of the Sable Ugori coming in and hitting a big 3. And obviously that finger roll lay-in, those 5 points being the difference maker there. It's our 13-point lead.
Yeah, 13. My apologies.
Hey,
but
they almost hit 50. I mean, I was questioning if they were going to hit 40 at one point, but it's just the field goal percentage is not where it needs to be for Pittsburgh, and they need to turn second chance opportunities they're giving up, and the turnovers are killing them.
Yeah, for sure. I would not be surprised if the percentages is probably around 25, to be honest with you, with how many misses that we've seen so far in the game. Meanwhile, the Demons surely taking advantage of all of the mistakes that the Keystones have made throughout this game, as I would say a majority of the players have at least scored a basket here as we are going down for all of them.
You say that either they're really shooting well or they're not shooting well at all. You know, I think between 3 players, they were 0 and 11. So the field goal percentage for Arizona is being heavily dictated by a few bad seeds not getting any baskets, whereas the ones that are hitting consistently,
Woo!
like Mandeville, off the
Yep,
glass.
and the Demons now bringing it to 15 officially, 63-48. And right now we're going to see Nur trying to go coast to coast, and that's probably a player that I'm going to look for, is to try and continue to pick up the pace here offensively, as they have kind of been one of the primary scorers for Pittsburgh. But someone else has to step up, more specifically Ulysses, as we get a tough three, not going to go down there for Inari.
Well, I also need Nur to step up on defense because, I mean, Evan is 5 for 5 thus far. He's not even having to shoot the ball that much, but he is perfect from the floor, which means he's getting to pick and choose when he takes his shots. As Warrior not able to get the basket against Obendorfer there. And a fast break, Mandeville one-on-one. Spit. Oh! Lost track of where he was on the floor. That is not the kind of mistake you want to be seeing, even if you're up by 13. That is a little bit of showboating there. Because he did a spin move before a dunk attempt.
Yeah, that was just cockiness at its finest there, not paying attention to where he was. So very bad on first turnover. I'm sure he's getting an earful next timeout, whenever that is.
Oh, well, he can make up for it here. If he can get a quick basket, you know, might be able to avoid some of the problems. And, ooh, good pump fake. Not going for it, though, after drawing the squirrel in the air.
Yeah, right now he gets a quick pass over to Oakland. Oakland going tough against Warrior, but it hits the backboard. So Warrior doing some good job defensively there. So Pittsburgh has been able to slow down Arizona's massive offensive holdout here, as Warrior trying to go for a finger roll, and it's good. And they are now threatening to bring the deficit down to single digits. Can the Demons continue? Will deny that here with his offensive stop. And Lisa almost loses the ball there, but will not able to try and go for that finger roll attempt. So Pittsburgh has a chance to cut the deficit within single digits if they get a basket.
Yeah, big question of if. Nur is the one, like you said, they've been going to them a lot here, but down low in the post, defense all over them, able to step back and get it over Inari. A 9-point game now.
Yep, 16 points so far, 50% field goal percentage, and not too shabby. Now the crowd's starting to get into it, as they do find themselves only down by 9 points. As right now, Lisa trying to get into the paint. Will go for the mid-range. It's not going to be good this time.
Yeah, Eliza struggling a bit now in this second half, I should say. And Nur, great double clutch, pulling the ball back down and putting it back up off the glass.
Yeah, and that's the one thing we got to think about with Nur, because Nur being a part of Hawaii for a year has really come into their own as a primary scorer, and they're now showing what they got here in this game.
Yeah, and it's going to be Arizona. Who do you go to? And I mean, I'd want to say Inari's where I want to see the step up is Mandeville. Stretching the floor from beyond the arc with a three. I did not consider him part of the big three in terms of the perimeter, but he can get it done from out there too, apparently.
Yep, and now Arizona brings it back to double digits. And right now, Warrior having to go for a tough mid-range, and it's going to be good there.
And the field goal percentage is not that far, honestly, between the two of them. It's been those extra free throw opportunities and turnovers that have gone the way of Arizona. And great finger roll there.
Yep, the Demons still trying to keep that cushion, though, that they have built up within the second quarter. Even though that it has been cut down a little bit, they still want to try and keep that distance. And that doesn't mean anything, as the Keystones continuing to try and attack the paint a little bit, as they do find themselves only down by 8 once again.
I am shocked Nur was able to get over Obendorfer there. Obendorfer looked like they were flying, and that's how long they were in the air for. Is Eliza not able to hit that open three. Yep,
and now Pittsburgh has a chance to even cut it down to possibly 2 possessions here. And that's not going to be the case this time, as Oakland does get the rebound. Eliza bringing it up. Eliza does get the screen. And will get blocked there from Coates.
Defense collapsed on her, and she had no opportunity. And a quick play to Warrior on the other end. Oh,
And
second chance is good.
Yep, not a good effort there from Oakland on the defensive end, not being able to box Margot out. And now Pittsburgh only down by 6. Eliza trying to bring that back up to an 8-point game, but it's not going to be the case here. And that Pittsburgh, got to be careful. They're starting to knock on the door. And, oh, of course, as soon as I say that, Ulysses is called for the charge.
Yeah, and I mean, obviously, I think Eliza needs to take a breath. And she's been trying to play a little bit of hero ball here. Needs to actually have plays develop. You know, you don't need to have the pedal to the metal. And, ooh, blocked, though, but fouled by Warrior. And you see Warrior's not happy with that. They thought, we're going to walk away with the defensive stop. So heading to the line for 2.
Yep, so now Mandeville trying to extend this lead and will be there with 7 points. And we will see the second unit for the Demons starting to come in as well. And I will say, even though the starting lineup for the Demons have done a very good job keeping that that lead to as big as it was at the end of the first half, I still have a little bit of concerns for the second unit of the Demons, as right now I would still say that the Keystones are having a better game when it comes to the bench.
I mean, they are, and but that's, can they continue that? As Fortier does go ahead and make me eat a little bit of my words. Quick basket. As you see, they brought back out Zuri, trying to stabilize this Arizona lineup, and they're going to get a quick basket off the screen, dancing into the post and laying it up and in. 8 of 12. Right, look at that field goal percentage swing.
Yeah, it's a massive percentage swing, but because of how bad they played in the second quarter, it's still a pretty decent deficit. And we get an easy basket there for the Keystones. As we can see, like, the massive jump here in the third quarter with 69% for the Keystones. Now Mandeville, and over to Dokia. Dokia with a tough 3, bringing it down. And now Fortier looking to possibly get into the paint. Will do just that, but Fortier is not going to get it down as Foster does get the rebound. So Arizona looking to get it back within double digits, as Mandeville will do just that with a quick basket, as the Demons find themselves up by 11 once again.
Great adjustment. This is that timeout and substitutions. Being able to find a bit of momentum once again here, and maybe the defense can finally start clamping down, but no, a foul and one opportunity. Lynx heading the line for a third potential point here.
Yeah, and can you get the deficit back down to 8 here if the basket does go down? And I will say that when it came to the Keystones, there was a good chance that we might be like calling a little bit early with how bad it was getting, but they found their ways to fall back to being a more respectable deficit compared to what it was at the beginning of this quarter. And we got a good block there once again for the Keystones.
I mean, going 8 of 12 from the field will do that for your score, Marcus. It's the question of, can they actually continue that stride? Another foul. Foster, third one, not even a starter, and has been racking up those fouls.
And yeah, now you're kind of thinking of maybe that's someone that they can attack a little bit more once they're on the court. But even though that, like, some people will question of going after a bench player, it does tack some more minutes on one of the starters if they do end up having to lose one of their key rotation pieces. And so Vahova will not make either free throw as they miss both. That is not something you really want to see here if you're a Keystones fan.
Yeah, that is...
Ooh. But we get an illegal screen there for Zatara to make up for it. So the Keystones will catch a bit of a break here.
I mean, can they not miss their charity stripe? You know, you don't turn that down ever. Come on. Got to at least hit one.
Getting something is better than nothing, that's for sure. As Fortier looking to get the screen. Not much coming from it. So Fortier pass it to Verhova, and we get another 3-second violation. And we're now back to more sloppy and mental mistakes on both sides. And I don't think either coach is really happy at this point, especially the Keystones.
Marcus, can you wake me up when the professionals are back on the floor playing?
Hey, come on now.
I mean, we've just had a minute of two missed free throws, 2 silly turnovers. As there we go, a basket for Arizona, back to double digits. Pittsburgh has not been able to take any of the gifts given to them to get this back to a 1 or 2 possession game. They're struggling to break this 10-point hold Arizona has on them.
Yeah, they will need something to get the momentum back and keep it on there, as Sandhurst will be able to draw a foul against Mandeville. So no free throw shots, but they will still have possession with 14 seconds left on the shot clock with that reset. So we'll see if the Keystones are able to come up with a decent play to get some momentum back on their side. Day looking to get into the paint and will go ahead and get the quick basket. So Pittsburgh down by 8, 79-71 with under 3 minutes left of the third quarter. As Dokia hands it to Zatara, who is wide open for a quick dunk. And now the Keystones back down by 10. Letting things take time as Yurikov going for a quick drive, but does collect its own miss. And he will be able to get that second chance opportunity.
I mean, it is still a wide margin they need to close. They finally started to show some life here, but Arizona has not shown any signs after the first couple minutes of this quarter ended. The struggles they had, they were able to pick it up and put themselves back together. And a shot clock violation as the ball was blocked.
Yep, so great defense there for the Keystones, and now they have a chance to possibly cut this down to a 2-possession game with a basket. Of course, they have to make that basket. It's been a bit of a struggle when they get those opportunities. We'll see if that's going to be the case here as Day trying to get into the paint, but instead has to hold back a little bit. Head over to Ryurikov, who goes for 3, but they get called for an off-ball foul. So it will still be the Keystones ball with 24 seconds left. So even though they weren't able to make the shot, Pittsburgh still has the opportunity to try and get this to a 2-possession game. As Ryurikov with the rock hands it over to Banks. Lots of passing along the perimeter. Gotta do something with it as Day. You see Sanders having it now, and someone's got to do something. Viova going for a tough 3, and it's not going to be good. It was just nothing going for the Keystones there. And now the Demons picking up the pace. We'll go ahead and get the tough layup, bringing it back up to 10. So again, the Keystones coming up empty and not finding any kind of way to get them out of this 8 to 10 point deficit.
No, none at all. And every time it looks like they might have an opportunity, some silly mistakes. And a great play there, driving the basket off the glass, reverse lay-in. But again, Arizona just going to come back and find a way to get a bucket, I feel like.
Yeah, they got to find a way to get those important stops. And right now, this great ISO play here is going coast to coast for that basket, bringing it back up to 10.
Well, and it was Boyce who did that. It's not even like someone who's having a hot night. You know, they just let Boyce play one-on-one and get a basket. I mean, sure, it was not an easy open look basket, but ooh, center,
Ooh,
second chance. No good. Third
that's
chance for
good.
Banks. Finally.
Yep. And right now, Pittsburgh still got to take advantage of those opportunities and not miss those second chances. If the team is not willing to box you out, take full advantage, and they did just that. But they do need to get a stop here. And right now,
Or
he had a nice dish to Alvarez.
leave Alvarez so wide open that the wildebeest could just walk in to the post.
Yeah, and that's kind of been the theme, is that Pittsburgh has had a very tough time trying to keep players out of the paint. But now the Keystones looking to try and get the last laugh here in this quarter, and they will do just that with a quick basket. As at the end of the third quarter, the Demons still up by a good bit, as they're up by 8, 97 to, wait, my mistake. Yeah.
They're not 97, Marcus. They have not
Yeah,
gone
it's
that
87.
crazy yet.
It's 87 to 79, excuse me.
Yeah, you kind of flipped. You said the score Pitt wanted to be at currently.
That is for sure. But in either case, they will start the fourth quarter with the basket. And there is going to be a lot of discussion of what they need to do to try and clean things up and be able to score consistently, because that has been the big problem in the third quarter. They were able to go ahead and make this more of an interesting game than what it was in the beginning of this half. But now that we're in the final quarter of this game, they will need to find a way to try and get a good momentum going to perhaps threaten to even perhaps steal the game. And ooh, Nur almost losing the ball there. Hands it over to Warrior, and Warrior will lay it in. And we do get the starters back in for the Keystones.
Yeah, and we see Zuri still on the floor for Arizona. You know, seemed like she was having better success at the third quarter, laying the floor, but the defense comes flying over and not getting a tip ball, but does impact the shot. Now Nur elevating.
Oh my goodness.
Keystones, again, have picked up their field goal percentage massively, and they're closing the gap very quickly. And now Arizona, what adjustments can you make here?
Yeah, now everything has gotten over to the way of Pittsburgh, starting off on fire. Find themselves only down by 4. And now the crowd screaming defense. Inari hands it over to Varn. Varn going for a long 2, but it's going to be in and out here.
Sorry, Marcus, the crowd woke me up. I apparently have been asleep the past 10 minutes. Finally a game here, as back within a single basket for Pittsburgh, down by almost 20 at one point, are back in this game fully now.
Yeah, remember, the biggest deficit for the Keystones was 19 at one point, but now Barn finally able to get a basket here, getting their first points of the game and quieting down the crowd a little bit.
No, Marcus, don't take away from Zuri. Zuri's had plenty of points. First points of the quarter.
No, I said...
You said game, Marcus.
Okay, first points of the quarter here for the Demons, as Ulysses going for 3, in and out. So right now, the Demons need to find a way to take advantage of this, as Boyce has to bring it back out. Varn trying to drive himself, trying to go for the layup, but it's not going to be good here, as Ulysses does get the rebound.
Has Zuri a chance to have gone a bit of staunching the bleeding, but she's not able to convert there. Defense has really been collapsing all over her, and now we got a bad matchup for Warrior, or bad matchup against Warrior in the post.
Yeah, now Winchester going for a tough layup, but it's not going to be good there. So the Demons looking to try and build their lead back up once again, as Varn hands it over to Matsura. Matsura trying to get in with the mid-range. Will go for it, and it will rattle home.
That was a tough matchup against Coates there, but after like 3 different post moves, found a way to get it up in the air and into the basket.
Yep, but now Garland trying to answer right back, but does not get it down, as the Demons does get the rebound and looking to possibly get this back to that comfortable lead once again. Crowd screaming for defense. Inari Passing it to Boyce. Not a lot of space here, but they will be able to try and edge out, but it's not going to be good this time. So now the Keystones looking to get something as Nur finds a way to get into the basket and lay it up and in, and the Demons are forced to call a timeout.
Well, they've had some substitutions sitting on the sideline for a while now. It's been quite a while since a dead ball situation. I think they were finally like, okay, we need to get our subs in and make an adjustment as well at the same time. So,
yeah, because the Keystones are finding themselves back within this game after a huge onslaught in the beginning. And even though the Demons has combated very well, trying to at least keep it to a 2-possession game and not make it any closer than that, they are feeling the pressure a little bit here for the Keystones.
I mean, no doubt. You see massive substitutions, starters back in all over the floor, and I'm gonna keep my eye on DuPont. I want to see how she adjusts after the struggle she's faced in the third quarter. And if she continues to struggle, they need to find someone to step up outside of her to get the baskets falling.
Yeah, if Eliza's not able to get it down, I'm definitely looking for Nari to possibly pick things up as Mandeville goes for 3, and it's going to be in and out, but we have Oakland cleaning things up. So now the Keystones still looking to try and cut this down to a 1-possession game, but that's not going to be empty here after a quick block from Oakland. And now Lisa go for an alley-oop pass to Mandeville, but it gets blocked there. The Keystones not letting that happen as Iwata tries to bring it up, and another hard foul there by Cross as Nur will go on the line for 2.
I mean, we did see a player miss 2 free throws earlier, so if Nur bricks on both them, just call the game with how hot they have been tonight.
Yep, so they will be on the line for 2 to possibly cut this deficit back down to 4 if they make both. The first one will be good. And you got to say, if there's anybody that you could probably give credit to Pittsburgh's ability to get back into this game after being as down as they were, you have to give it to Nur here, because Nur has really kind of put the team on their backs, but the second one will be missed, so the lead will be 5 for the Demons as they're up 93-88.
I mean, again, right. I want to see how they... Oh, that's not the adjustment. Defense comes flying over to help.
Yeah, that defensive help really helped out here as we get to see a tough shot here. That's going to be good, though.
Ooh, Cross proving his money worth. Perfect still, but again, he's been very selective on his shots. I want to see him shoot more. He has a hot paw right now.
That he does, as we get to see a quick shot there as Eliza gets called for the foul there against Garland. So Garland will go on the line for 2 to cut the deficit down once more. So right now, both of these teams really duking it out here in the late stages of this game, as Garland does get the first one. And this could be an opportunity to have this game be down by 1 possession for the first time in a very long time. I think the last time we saw that... What's up?
How many points can you score in a possession?
Up to 3? Because, like... Oh, wait. I just looked at the score. My bad.
There we go, Marcus.
Look, I'm getting excited. I'm getting excited, okay?
Oh, Marcus. It's okay.
Look at this.
Oh, right. Ulysses. Oh, they're going to call it on DuPont. What is that?
Oh, my goodness.
Ulysses, I swear, is the one who shoulder bumped the mouse. Oh. Someone's going to have a very strongly worded letter sent to the ref union after that.
But the coach was not able to take advantage of there, and we're trying. They are really trying to get that first possession, that 1 possession deficit, as Eliza will be able to
there we go.
Back as Garland gets called for the foul, and the and 1 opportunity will be there.
You do not.
And
Oh, you do not upset Eliza. She came right back to the Lion and challenged him in the post and got the foul and the basket.
yeah, that was a very tough bump there, and enough to draw the contact. And Garland gave credit where credit is due, as the old school 3-point play does go down, and we do see the Demons now up by 8.
Which is how many
So
possessions, Marcus?
I am going to drop kick you. Just letting you know this is this game.
I'm in danger.
All right, we get to see another block there, as Garland passing it to a wide open Nur, and that's gonna go down.
Again, a quick transition play, Nur wide open, easy basket. They're on track to break 35 easily tonight if they keep this pace going.
Yeah, and so far, the Demons having Anari wide open for 3, and oh my goodness, you would expect him to make that any day of the week, but the Keystone was not able to bring in that rebound, so it will stay on the Demons' end as Eliza hands it over to Oakland.
Yeah, I mean,
passing on the perimeter.
Anari is gonna, if they leave Anari open that often, he is gonna start making those shots consistently, and they can't afford that. Is Oberdorfer?
Oakland.
Oh, the Lion's gonna foul.
Interesting.
I
would expect it to go to Margot.
Maybe he was grabbing the jersey. I don't think he could reach, even the face of Obendorfer, but good on the Lion for trying.
Yeah. I mean, I don't even think that he was able to even reach her armpit or anything. I don't think there's any way that they could reach that high. But in any case, the first one does go down for Obendorfer.
Oh, those 3 misses for Pitt. That is what haunts them. It could be a single possession game right now had they hit those 3 free throws.
Yeah, for sure. And now we are going to see if Oberdorfer will make the second one. Because that's the one thing, is the Keystones were able to have more opportunities in the second half here. When it comes to the charity stripe, they're just not able to take advantage, as they're once again down by 7. And now we get to see a quick mid-range be good there for Nur. And again, now hitting the 30-piece.
If I was Arizona, I'd be calling timeout and be like, look, I do not care how, but you stop the sea bunny. You do not let Nur keep running you over. I mean, I get in transition you can't always stop them, but open plays like that just can't work. Oh, Margot! Good timing on that block.
Warrior. Great block there from Warrior. And now Keystones looking to try and cut that deficit, and now I can finally say that they are only down by 1 possession for the first time in a long time. I think it's been the second quarter?
It has been a while. It has been a struggle and a ball. Oh, almost lost, but Liza gonna get it. Oberdorfer, open. Oh, Margot saves it.
Yeah, Margot using her quick athleticism to try and stop the bird in its track. And Cross going for a mid-range. And it's gonna be in and out. And so, the Keystones has an opportunity to possibly tie this game. As Nur hands it back over to the perimeter, back to Coates. And now Garland has it.
I'd like to point out that is Evan Cross's first miss tonight.
Yeah, and that could be costly. Oh, no! Garland with an inopportune pass. And now the Demons have a chance to extend this lead back to 2 possessions. I would see him get past to Lisa. Lisa for 3, and it's going to be in and out as Warrior does get the rebound. And we see a quick dish over to Nur, and Nur not able to get it down this time.
Yeah, you saw there, Eliza, only 12 points thus far tonight. And that 3 would have been a very big opportunity to kind of put some momentum back under her legs. And thankfully, it's going to be Cross. 15 points thus far tonight.
Yeah, and honestly, I think that at this point, you want to go to Cross to be your primary scorer right now, considering that Eliza has not been great offensively so far in this game. And not to mention, Anari has not really had a chance to take over as of late. So right now, Nur going for 3. And it's going to be good with the shot clock hitting 0. And now Pittsburgh's only down by 2.
Defense was all over Nur too there. That was not an easy shot. And oh, this is, again, timeout. Figure something out to stop Nur. As Eliza attacking the basket, not able to get the fall.
And yeah, and Pittsburgh has a chance to possibly tie or perhaps take the lead even, depending on what they're going to do here offensively. As remember, the largest lead for this game was 19. And we get a quick foul there by Mandeville, and that'll be his 4th personal of this game. And so there are quite a few players here on the Demons end that are in a little bit of a foul trouble, depending on how it goes within the next couple of minutes.
I'm just looking at this. Imagine coming away with 2 free throws here. Tie game. 2 minutes and 31 seconds left to go. Arizona, who do you go to? I feel like you're right. Cross is the paw you want shooting the ball right now. Maybe even Anari. I'm not saying Anari's had a bad night. The defense has just been really good about keeping him locked down on the perimeter. He's had 1 or 2 maybe open looks from out there. And he just hasn't had the opportunity to really get going here tonight. Whereas Nur, they've had no answer to stop them as they do tie the game.
Yeah, and I believe they have, 36 points at this point?
It's close to 40 at this rate.
Yep, and right now with the game tied up 102 apiece, the Demons need to find some kind of answer offensively. They could go over to Oakland. Oakland go for a mid-range, and it does go down.
But the Bird is starting to show some fatigue. She's been out there a lot, and, someone her size is not able to run the court all game.
Yeah, that is certainly the case. And now, Warrior.
Look at how far they pulled the Bird out. They're trying to open up that post.
Yeah, for sure. But right now, Nur, who has the hot paw at the moment, going for a 3-pointer, and it's not going to be good. But Margot able to clean things up and tie it once again.
That was the moment they had to box out. They got the stop on Nur, but they gave up the quick basket. Oh, Eliza, you have to hit this.
Eliza not able to get that wide open 3 here, and you got to tell that the mental fatigue is starting to wear on Eliza, not able to get anything going her way. But now,
she had a strong first half and has just struggled here in the second. And Warriors coming away the winner right now. Obendorfer having to get the free throws to get the points, whereas it's been Warrior battling in the post.
Yep, and now the Keystone has its first lead since, I believe, the second quarter, and they have a chance to extend it here as another missed opportunity here for the Demons, as Awada able to continue on the onslaught as they're now up by 4.
Yeah, tough one here, and again, you almost have to go like, okay, maybe we need to try and hit a 3. Anari, Cross, one of you two, try and get open on the perimeter. Try and get a 3 going because they need to keep it within a 1-possession game. Heck, Mandeville, you hit a 3 earlier. Do it again.
Yeah, for sure. And right now, the Demons, again, coming up empty on that possession. A lot of cold streaks happening as Awada having to get double, triple teamed, and will draw the foul against Mandeville.
Yeah, and that is the bonus. They are going to go the line now, and they're calling MVP for at least the game, definitely. Nur, if they walk away with this.
Yeah, Nur is certainly the player of the game if they do end up winning, which is looking to be more of the case as they do find themselves up by 6 with less than 35 seconds, and the Demons will have to call timeout, and they have to come with a game plan to possibly do some wild shenanigans in order to win this game.
Quick 3, steal the ball, quick 3, you're tied, stop them from scoring from then. That is, I mean, at this point, that is how they stop them. And they're 1 point away from 40 here. An opportunity, if they get the ball, they're going to give it to Nerd, trying to get that 40-point game for them. But, Arizona, you have to hit a 3 here. And I go to, even Cross has struggled a little bit recently, but give it to Cross.
Yeah, and right now, Lisa has the rock. They're looking like that she's going to be the one to try to get the basket and gets us swatted out of there. But Lisa does recollect it. Still got 10 seconds. We'll go for the mid-range, and it's not going to be good. And that's pretty much going to do it here as Nerd.
Oh, they're actually going to give a 40-point opportunity by sitting Nerd to the line because they're not giving up. Oh, Arizona, I'd almost
Yep.
just give up and have not let them get 40 points here.
Yep. And they will go over the 40. So we can add another 40-point fur in the books as they are able to go ahead and pass that 40 mark. And that is going to be the game here, as with 15 seconds left, Pittsburgh up by 8. And I got to say, what a turn of events, because at the end of the first quarter, it just seemed like it was going to be the Demons all day, every day.
At the end of the first half, yeah, I agree. And I mean, we see Matsura coming in for a 3, no good. They're going to try another one, maybe, boys. Not able to get that one either, and that's the game. That's locked
Yep.
in.
Yep. It is going to be locked in. The Keystones able to go ahead and take this victory after being down by 19. Meanwhile, the Demons going to be 0 for 4 in this road trip.
And again, Nerd just absolutely came alive. And when they score pretty much half your team's points, you know that it was the defense not being able to stop Nerd what was the factor here tonight.
Yeah, like Ner was certainly the powerhouse for the Keystones here, as they were able to just take the crown and ran with it for the Keystones, as with that second half surge from them really kind of be the story here, as the Demons, the story would have to probably be with Eliza not doing as well as you would like to, especially after a hot start that she had at the beginning of this game.
67% from the field to start the game and then just got cold. And I don't want to say it's some hiccups trying to transition to a new team. You know, feeling like you have to do it yourself sometimes. I mean, I will admit, Cross and Oberndorfer were really the only two stepping up in the course of the game. Anari not able to get anything going, and you see there are
Oh
40
my
points in
god.
the second quarter, and then third quarter 5 points advantage, but then a huge difference. And I
Yeah.
mean, it was not. It was a close game in the end, but it should not have been close. It really shouldn't have been.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, if the Demons had the ability to just go ahead and have a decent going in the fourth quarter, if they had like probably like close to 25, 28, and cut and really kind of picked it up on defense a little bit, they would have had this game. But because of the fact that they had their paws off the gas pedal and not really finding any answer for Nerve whatsoever, that's what cost them this game here.
And I'm going to go ahead and say it. Cross, how do you give up? I'm not going to say Nur's a bad player. Nur's a good player. Nur is not a
Mhm.
player I imagine dropping 40 on you, though. So uh, maybe, I feel like maybe there should have been a defensive adjustment with Cross. Even if Cross was not able to stop Nur, switch it up. Put someone else on Nur.
Mhm.
Had they stopped Nur, that would have been, the game could have easily been theirs. Again, no one else on Pittsburgh was really stepping up in that final quarter except Nur.
Yeah, Nur was pretty much the go-to. Like if all else fails, pass it to Nur and they'll find a way to get in the basket.
Well, that's a wild comeback for Pittsburgh. I was not expecting that. I'm glad I did not fall asleep, Marcus.
Yeah, I'm
Uh,
glad too. It would have been very awkward having to solo this game and hearing just a bird snores in my ear.
hey, I mean, I'm glad the crowd got over its golf clapping phase too. I mean, at the end, the chants were actually, no one left early. That's the good thing. I feel bad for anyone who did leave, and on the way home, and they're like, "Oh, we won by 8."
Yeah, I mean, it goes to show to never say never, especially when it's nowhere near the close to the end of the game, because you never will know what's gonna happen. And this was a perfect game for this.
That it was, and I'm excited for the next SportsDen. Any final thoughts, Marcus, before we sign off for the night?
Well, all I have to say is that it's gonna be very excited to see what's gonna happen next time as we head over. I believe we're gonna be heading over to Plymouth, correct?
I believe so. I believe it's the Plymouth. Let me double check my schedule, Marcus. Gotta do my travel schedule. San Jose at Plymouth on the 14th. But yes, a little over
Yes.
10 days away. We will not traveling too far, thankfully. Plymouth isn't that far from here.
Yeah, no, not too bad, not too shabby. So, we'll probably have a couple of nights rest.
I'd like to thank everyone for tuning in. We will see you next time. Catch you later.
See ya.